Hello everyone, welcome to GoTarryn TV. I'm Taryn the Traveling Trainer with GoTarryn Personal Training here in the greater Atlanta area, about to welcome back a recurring guest to today's show, Dedra Blakley of De-Stress 101. So it's going to be great to catch up with her before Dedra joins us like this. Everyone out there, if you please be so kind as to like this video, leave us a comment, and share it with all of your friends and family out there. I mentioned that it's been a couple months since we last saw Dedra. Actually, I saw her at a health and wellness networking event over at Fit to the Max in Roswell, so this will be good to catch up with her and just find out what's going on as she returns back to GoTarryn TV. I know there's some changes and some exciting new opportunities and endeavors that she's delving into, so she's always a wonderful guest. A lot of fun to catch up with her. I can't wait to talk to her here momentarily. So when we come back, we're going to have Dedra Blakley of De-Stress 101. And remember, with GoTarryn Personal Training, it's your time, it's your investment, it's your life. We'll be right back. Alright everybody, welcome back. As you can see, side by side, we're welcoming once again back to GoTarryn TV, Dedra Blakley of De-Stress 101. Dedra, how are you doing out there today?
Great, everything's good. How about you?
Good, thank you, and thanks so much for being able to come back on. And I always love catching up with you because I want to see how you're doing. You know, I hadn't seen you for a couple months now, believe it or not, since the Wellness Network event at Max's studio in Roswell. I can't believe that was the last time I got to talk to you. So I know a lot's happened. Obviously, before you and I have recorded, we were talking about some changes and some things that have happened. So I guess it's time to play catch up with you. You know, how have you been, and what's going on? Because I know you're going into more radio now, it sounds like, too. Lots of things happening with you.
I have. When we last saw each other, I was teaching yoga classes at my studio, De-Stress 101 in Winder. And through a chain of events, and we'll call it God's Providence, I'm no longer there.
Okay.
The place I was renting from didn't realize that I was in violation of a zoning ordinance when they let me move in.
Oh, my goodness.
Which was a little bit devastating. And so, it is summertime. People are at the pool anyway. So let me just take a step back. And honestly, Taryn, I wasn't devastated by it, but I wasn't thrilled with it either.
Sure.
But I was working 16-hour days some days.
16 hours?
And
wow. Yeah,
so for me to be teaching people about self-care and stress management, I was being a little bit of a hypocrite. And so now my evenings are free. I wish I could say I'm working less, but I'm one of those people, I like to fill my time.
Yes.
And so I've taken on some other responsibilities at the radio station where I work, but I'm also doing yoga for me.
Good.
I have not done yoga for me in so long without a teaching aspect, whether I was learning a new routine for my students or doing some continuing education or doing yoga with my classes. So now it's all about me.
Oh, Dedra, that's excellent. That's really, really good. Well, gosh, so, one of the things we'd mentioned was about stress management. I thought that'd be something interesting to talk about, too. Hence, De-Stress 101, obviously, you're the master of this. So, I like what you said, that sometimes self-care, looking in the mirror, personal care, and taking care of ourselves is just as important, maybe arguably more important sometimes. It's kind of like the analogy in a plane going down. When the oxygen masks go down, the first thing they tell you to do is put the mask on you first. And so, so, I'm glad to hear it's not a crisis. I'm glad to hear that, you're obviously very resilient. You're doing and again, maybe this was even a good thing as a catalyst to get you more centered on, kind of improving yourself. And so how has that been, would you say, ever since this all happened?
Well, one thing I would say is that I have not abandoned my business. Some even in a course correction, they will lay things aside and never pick them up again. That hasn't been the case with me. I've been teaching lunch and learns. I'm going to teach a stress management conference in Florida next month.
Wow.
So maybe this is just a reorganization of De-Stress 101 and not a departure from it.
Right.
One of the things that I taught recently at a Women in Business luncheon was how, especially women, but even business people, entrepreneurs especially, we get so caught up in the details of doing everything. Society has told us that busy is the right thing to be, and that multitasking is how you get it done. And that's just not the case. None of us has a clone, although we wish we did, but nobody has somebody else doing the exact same thing that they need done at the same time that they're doing something else.
Yeah.
So for me at this Women in Business luncheon, it was really important for me to teach these women how to focus. And the way we did this, I wish I had one with me, but do you remember the craft maybe in, I don't know, Vacation Bible School or summer camp? It's 2 popsicle sticks in a cross shape, and you get yarn and you just kind of weave it around. It's called a God's eye. I think they might call it something else in a box.
I remember that. Yeah.
And so did that, and so first of all, these women were very resistant. I can't do this. This is crazy. I'm failing. And I said, it's not even about that. I want you to focus on, number one, looking at me and watching me do it. So then, once they all figured out, okay, I think I can do this. And I went over to some individually, but the whole exercise was to get women to realize they can do one thing well at a time.
I like
just
that.
One thing. And also they could use their entire mind energy to accomplish something, try something new, think outside the box, accomplish anything by following directions, settling there. And then they, at the end, like, oh my gosh, this was awesome. And we did some breathing and yoga exercises too. But they were really excited. They had something to go home and show their kids. Look what mommy did today. Now they could go and teach other people. And so many people said, oh my gosh, this was so awesome. I didn't realize how much stuff I usually have going on in my mind. But when you made me just sit down and focus on this one thing, it was really, really powerful.
I like that, Dedra. How about, what about, like, what did you learn? Was there anything that yourself that you found enlightening and that you had learned that you took away from that too?
Wow. You know, I just think that I know that I was made to do, this is funny, it sounds like a contradiction, but I was really made to do more than one thing, and maybe not more than one thing, but the totality of who I am. Yeah. From a video host to a public speaker to a stress management coach. Sure. We can take different total being. And so I like that I'm able to use radio as a platform. Radio has opened doors and got me in front of people that I never would have on my own. Oh, that's great. And so for me, it's knowing that I can touch people on so many different areas, so many different walks of life, and still be true to myself, true to De-Stress 101 and who I am.
Good for you. Wow, that's amazing. You know, that's just, you know, very empowering. And I'm so happy that you were able to just recover and bounce back. And, you know, what about the rest of the year, Dedra? Like short term for the rest of 2019, what are some of the short-term goals here? What's your next steps?
Well, we'll put this out here. I just got off the phone with someone recently because at the radio station that I work at, and it's 107.1 FM, it's in Bethlehem, Georgia, but I do a show. I record it during the week, but it plays back on Sunday mornings, and it's called the Community Spotlight.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Interview small business owners. I interview I interview nonprofits and small business owners. Okay. So recently on Monday, I interviewed a relationship counselor. Now on the radio, the running joke is I'm single, online dating's not working. So, always some aspect of me being single and, you know, what to look out for when you're online dating, relationship issues. You know what, on the radio, everything's a little bit of a joke, but sprinkled with a lot. And so when I interviewed this relationship counselor, I was going back, listening to it and editing it, getting it ready for the weekend show. And I thought, wow, this guy and we kind of have a chemistry. Huh. And so I emailed him. I said, hey, you know, as I sit here and edit this interview, what do you think about us doing a relationship talk show together?
Oh, wow.
And he's so stoked. He wants to talk to the director of the organization where he counsels. We're talking about sponsors. And so, you know, even in dating is stressful. I don't know how long it's been since you went in the dating game, but trying to find a date, much less a life partner, it's stressful. And sometimes you just need someone to help you navigate that. So again, I think through all of the things that I have learned over the years, through yoga, through even personal training, there is a discipline that is involved in becoming a better person, whether that's a better person mentally, physically, spiritually. There is a discipline involved in that. And I just think that all of my training and my bubbly personality, my alter ego, Blake, I just really feel as if, hey, you know, maybe this talk show is going to have some legs and that'll lead me into tying everything together. My pastor always tells me, your life is a puzzle, and all of the pieces, you have all of the pieces, you just have to let God bring them together. So I really think that's what he's doing in this, because even after the whole thing with the yoga studio went down, I feel more relaxed. A lot of my clients aren't so relaxed because now they have yoga. But I keep telling them, you know what, when it's time, everything is going to come back together. And honestly, I want to be a studio owner now. I'll teach some. Now I know what my vision is. I know how to help clients get there. Now I need a team of people to come together to support that vision and put it out there for my students. I have the idea. So we'll see.
That's excellent, Dedra. Where would you foresee, like long-term, where would the studio be possibly that you would be happy where it would be located?
Wow. You know, that is a loaded question. That's a loaded question because on top of what I do here, every part of my life, I feel like it's in a different place. One, I live and work in Bethlehem, Georgia, and that's where my yoga studio is in Winder, which is also, you know, in the same vicinity. But then I look at it, okay, well, suppose God does bring me a husband. What if his job is in Atlanta? I'm a little bit of a city girl, too. I miss the city. And then my church is located in Stone Mountain, and we just started a nonprofit for single parents, and I'm kind of I won't say the overseer, but I'm deeply involved in getting that off the ground.
Oh, that's great.
So, you look at DeKalb, Gwinnett, you look at Barrow, you look at the city of Atlanta. Like, I could end up anywhere and do what I do. Some people have tried to get me to do a video version of what I do, but I need people energy. I thrive with a microphone in my hand, or at the very least in front of a live crowd of people. So we'll just see. I'm open. I have visions and I have goals, but like the song says, life is what happens when you're busy making plans. So I'm just going with what is in front of me right now, not putting any pressure on myself, and really just enjoying the ride.
Good for you. Tell me, please, Dedra, about this new endeavor for the nonprofit organization. What's the name of it? And, tell us a little bit more about it, please. I'm kind of interested.
Okay, sure. The nonprofit is called Simply Redeemed House of Hope and Restoration.
Nice.
It is a 28-day transitional housing program for single parents.
Nice. Very, very nice.
So there are places that help singles. There are places that help families, but just for single parents, period. And that help could look like anything. Right now, we would set people up in a hotel for 28 days until we actually get to the place where we have a physical building, because we're really looking for an abandoned motel or a bed and breakfast, someplace where we can have the residents live, transition them out in 28 days, hopefully into their own permanent housing. But it could also be food, it could be clothing, it could be financial help that they need. We really just want to help these single parents because there are a lot in the city and outside of the city. Single parents just kind of get, tossed aside on some aspect. And so we just really want to lock arms and partner with these single parents who, life happens sometimes. You get knocked off your feet in one financial disaster or a divorce or a death or an abandonment, and people just need, to know that somebody's out there that can help them kind of get their footing again.
Yeah, that's great you're doing that, Dedra. That's awesome. I can't wait to see that in fruition because, You're right. There are a lot of single parents. I know many myself. You see them all the time, like whether it's at the gym or another place, even at church. There's many there. And as you mentioned, you touched on this, a lot of programs and activities that they have are like, hey, couples outing and family ministries. But I don't see many things that cater towards single parents, which makes me think that there could be maybe some kind of bridge or connection there with working with churches maybe for you. So I think that's terrific that you all are doing that.
Yeah, it's the vision of my pastors. My pastor was homeless herself for a number of years. She wasn't a parent at the time, but she certainly knows what it's like to be homeless.
Yeah.
So in addition to that aspect of the nonprofit, I mean, our church is just a church of outreach. We go to downtown Atlanta. We feed the homeless. We talk to people under bridges. We pass out food and clothing. And so our just believes in giving back, and so I'm excited to see what the nonprofit arm of our ministry looks like.
Yeah, that's so exciting, Dedra. How do you balance all these new different projects and challenges? I mean, it sounds like you've got your hands full. Like, do you have enough time for you? I mean, obviously you answered that earlier about saying that you're doing self yoga and such, but do you find that your schedule is manageable, that you're okay with it?
Yes, and somewhat no. So the one thing, I'm okay balancing the schedule, but my goal for 2019 was to have more fun.
Okay.
And so in doing that, I luckily work at a radio station. So I've been doing the Wobble. We had this summer concert series downtown that I was the MC of. The last one was last Friday. We got to Cupid Shuffle. So if I can have a line dance every now and then, the simplest version of fun that I know right now. But, you know, it's really just the grace of God that I'm able to do everything that I do. Sometimes I do feel like I could be more proficient in some things, but for the time being, where life is right now, where the nonprofit is, where my career is, where my lack of a dating life is, I really feel like, you know, everything is just kind of clicking on all cylinders. It's okay right now.
Good for you, Dedra. Yeah, you know, and in terms of stress management, and there's people out there, let's say that they're lonely, they're having trouble and struggling with not finding any, you know, soulmates or dating and such. What's, I guess, been your best advice in terms of that people are watching that can help them not to kind of give up and kind of keep trekking forward? What's worked for you?
Laughter.
That's good. Yeah.
You have to find a way, because if you look at your life, number one, you have to be happy with yourself.
Yes,
that is number one.
Absolutely.
Not always, but the last decade or so, or more than that, I have been completely happy with myself.
Yep, that's it.
The mate that God has for me, I'm not looking for that person to complete me. I am complete and whole by myself.
Yep.
But I also believe that there is a benefit in having a partner to walk alongside you who can elevate you to that next level of who you already are. Some people are completely satisfied being single. I'm satisfied, but I also feel as if a mate could help me, somebody to walk alongside me. He doesn't have to do yoga or, you know, be interested in all of the same things, but someone who can complement my personality and really encourage me in those things that he sees in me. Because I believe when God puts someone with you, that person will see things in you that will cause you to be better when you lock arms with them and have a covenant relationship with them.
That's good.
So
that's really good.
That's number one. Be happy with yourself.
Be happy.
Find a way to improve yourself. You know, my pastor always says single people are legends in their own mind, and I hate when she says that. But there are always things that we can work on. You know, if you're a messy housekeeper, that might want to be something that you work on, you know, on your housekeeping skills. If you can't cook, feel like that would be something that would be beneficial in your marriage, take a cooking class. Go and put yourself in environments where other singles are most likely to be, and you might actually meet somebody.
I like that.
Staying at home, being a hermit and third wheeling all the time. Third wheeling isn't fun, by the way. Being a wallflower isn't the way to meet people. Find something about yourself that you have yet to discover And you do that by trying a lot of different things in life. Everyone is not a gym rat. Everyone is not a social butterfly going to the club. Everyone is not going to take a quilting class. So you have to find something that you enjoy. And I didn't really like this phrase either, but put yourself out there. And I don't mean dress provocatively and go start hanging out in dark alleys or anything like that. But when I say put yourself out there, position yourself to be found, but not found because you want the end result to be the mate, but to be found by those opportunities that will best suit you and in your singleness. There's a plan for your singleness. I joke a lot, but I do know there's a plan for my singleness. It's been a long, drawn-out plan, but okay. And just have a support system, whether that's your family members. Some people are extra friendly with their coworkers. Maybe there's a lot of single people at your job or single people at the gym. Some people have a singles group at church. Just continue to find that support with singles. And if you are lonely, reach out. Let people know that you need some company. Yeah. Because a closed mouth never gets fed. Yeah. And sometimes people think, especially when you're a career person, they think that you're okay, when really you just want somebody to hang out with after work. If you go home alone, that's just it for you, 4 walls and Netflix. So there's more to life than social media, Netflix, and being attached to our phones.
Oh, yeah. And that's a whole nother video blog discussion there, and cell phone addiction, right? Absolutely.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's good, Dedra. That's excellent. I like that. Be happy, and definitely you can improve yourself, and then absolutely have a support system. Those are excellent. I like that a lot. Very good, Dedra. And then another question I had for you. So we've answered a little bit of what's going on in the immediate future. What about long term? What's the next, 3 to 5 year long-term goals that you've got right now? Have those shifted at all? I mean, obviously it sounds like they might have with some of the new changes. Like, what's that looking like for you?
I've been listening to this meditation app by Ayanla Van Zant, and he gives you 3 principles to focus on every week. And this week, the first principle is purpose. And purpose is finding something that makes you smile and brings you joy, and figuring out how to share that with the world.
Very good.
So, I guess knowing that radio is my platform, I just want to bring people joy. I mean, we have so much fun on the morning show. It's funny, and this is by no means me bragging, but we went on a bit of a tour yesterday, and we just visited some of our clients in Barrow and Jackson counties. And the next to the last stop, this lady walks in. She worked there. I didn't know her. She worked in there. She said, "Oh my gosh, I can smell celebrities." Celebrities? What are you talking about? Sometimes I grew up here, so people know me, but this is the first time in a long, long time, aside from when I first got out of college, this is the first time I have worked in the city that I grew up in, at a radio station, mind you. And so for me, what I look at as common, I realize now maybe I don't need to go to Target in my yoga pants anymore. I might need to put on a little lip gloss. Because people are looking, people are watching me. I'm doing YouTube videos of me doing the wobble on the morning show. I'm being more present in the community. And so I think for me, accepting the role that I had been given, because for so long I got out of radio for years because I didn't like the public aspect of it. I was so painfully shy, and people can't believe that, but I was so shy when I was younger. I did not become a social butterfly until I probably hit 40-ish. Probably 35 was my kind of, okay, I think I can do this year. But, I've been back in radio after almost a 20-year hiatus on air. And now I think I know how to manage it. I know how far to go. I'm more open with my life. I ain't got no deep, dark secrets. I think I'm one of those people that probably could run for political office and nobody dig up dirt on me. Look, of course, let me knock on wood when I say that, but I don't feel like I can be open. And I think people recognize that openness, that honesty. They appreciate it. It's refreshing. I don't have a hidden agenda. I really just want to bring people joy. And since radio is the platform that I have right now, it's something that I like. The stress management aspect is something that people need. And so I just want to continue to go higher in both of those things. I could walk away from radio tomorrow and it'd be just fine. But stress management and self-care and helping people navigate self-care, especially caregivers. I did it all so wrong when my mom was dying. I just, if there was any part of my life that I wish I could redo, it was number one, recognizing that my mom was dying instead of, there's nothing wrong with hope. And certainly you don't want to lose that hope. But I was so focused on her and her care and helping my dad take care of her and still teaching yoga and pretending like I was okay. I wasn't honest with myself during that time.
Right.
And so now that I know all of that, I really, when I see somebody so stressed out and so frazzled, I just want to reach over, snatch them out of that situation and give them a big hug and lead them on another path where, yes, you can still, that situation is still there. You still have those things to take care of, but we got to take care of you so that you can be better when you're plugged back into that situation.
Very well said, Dedra. That's great. And again, everything you've talked about before, too, has really been beneficial. And I can't believe the time's just flown by so fast like it always does with you. And this is great. Thank you so much for catching up. But before we let you go, I wanted to find out what's the best ways people can get in touch with you and follow you and contact you and all that good stuff, please.
Oh, this is something else that I have done. I decided to go on a 40-day social media fast.
Oh, wow.
And so I have to post for my job. I can't get away totally, but I try to only be on social media while I am at work, no more at night. But my website is still active. You can still send me emails through my through my website, dstress101.com. I'll give you my Instagram. You can look at some of the things I've posted. I post food, relaxation tips, so on and so forth. I can't remember the last time I opened my Instagram, honestly. But that is also at dstress101. You can find dstress101 on Facebook and Dedra Blakley on Facebook. And the radio station is 107.1 WJBBradio.com. So I'm kind of everywhere. And I use a different name on radio. I don't really care in this realm that people know that I'm Blake McCarran on the radio. Okay. But that's my way. And I think it's more of me keeping it separate. Like I can be Blake from 7 to 1 in the weekday. And then the rest of the day, I'm Dedra, Miss Relaxation and Stress 101 or De-Stress 101. So I just really... that doesn't work for everybody, and sometimes it's a little bit confusing for people who know me. I call you Dedra or Blake? I answer to both. I am both. I am one person. I promise I don't have a split personality. But yeah, it's just kind of who I am. Radio chick / yoga chick.
Love it. Well, very good, Dedra. This is excellent. Again, so great to catch up with you like always. And I'll be calling you next month here, and let's check in to see how you're doing for the rest of the fall. Well, yeah, we're almost in the fall season now. And hope you have a great rest of your day, Dedra. And I can't thank you enough. Appreciate you being on here. This is a lot of fun with you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you too. Have a great day. And as we fade to black, here comes De-Stress 101 contact info right now. We will see you, Dedra.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.